welcome to See You Next Tuesday, where we told you last Tuesday we would see you this Tuesday. And if you're on Spotify, you actually are seeing us, but otherwise you're just listening to us. And we have sexy voices, but we do have also sexy faces. So you can head on over there if you want to watch it. Our skins. Is that how you say the plural? Our skins? Our skin, both our skin.
Just our skin. Both our skins. No skins. If you say both our skins or just our skin.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. I think skins to me is now making me think of like
Skims.
No, I'm thinking of like paintbrushes on like Neopets to like change like the look of, you know what I mean? I
was thinking just video games as a whole. So
like a skin. So yeah, we're just looking gorgeous. So you can watch that if you're like feeling like I need to see some like beauty to break up the ugly monotony of the men on your phones or on your For You pages. Mm. That's what we're here for.
If you have men on your For You page, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Like that's your algorithm?
When there's like a stitch, when I'm always like, I do need people to start saying stitch incoming because
it's jump scare.
Jump scare. Who is this? Who is Theo Vaughn? Ooh.
Remember when you thought that I was attracted to that man?
Yeah. In my defense, both their names are Theo. And they're one-syllable last names.
They look completely different.
You know, we will notice that there is a pattern of Meghan getting people confused.
Yeah.
A pretty deep pattern that has been quite pervasive for, unfortunately, my entire life.
And just to be clear, if you weren't listening, I was speaking of Theo James, like this whole time, talking about how attracted he was. And Meghan goes, our taste in white men is vastly different.
But also, to be fair, it usually is. So, like,
this is extreme.
No, that was very extreme.
This is extreme. Not just like, not just physically, but like as a vibe,
I was about to say,
as a personality trait.
Yeah.
Like, in what world would I be? He could be the most gorgeous man in the world, but have that attitude.
100%. Also, like, he's like deeply lacking in the brains department that like I couldn't even see. I could see you with like, you would have to be the hottest man in the world to be a himbo, and you'd have to essentially be like just acts of service. Do you know what I mean? Like, he'd have to, like, in order for you, I think, to date someone who's like not bright, like it would have to be made up for.
I don't even think I can do it.
No, and I think at that point you would go, you can just be my assistant. Like, no, because I
don't need you screwing up my shit.
No, I'm saying if you're just like, I'm a golden retriever, but like I can't hold a conversation. I'm like, I can't see you. I cannot see you for any period of time being able to do that. And I'm like, but for him, we've got the mullet, we've got the looks, we've got the personality, and all of them are in the gutter.
Someone said, I saw on TikTok this week, said that even if he has golden retriever energy, he's still a dog. Yes. And that has sat with me.
Remember, that was like one of our like first like TikToks that went like a little bit bigger, was like about like golden retriever energy of being like, what? No, that's like not flattering. Like, that's like, stop.
And people were getting onto us.
Yeah, because like for some reason they're like, no, I love this. And I'm like, okay, then might I suggest getting you like an actual dog?
Right.
Because they're both going to barf on the floor.
We're going to lick their balls.
Yeah. Both going to be stinky. Like, get an actual dog then.
Right. You have to take care of both of them.
Mm-hmm. Both of them calling you mommy. Let's get real. Anyways, this is where we read the results of last week's episode of But Am I Wrong? And I finally got the numbers right. Go me. And yeah, so make sure you vote always for upcoming episodes. So this was Who Was Wrong for episode 154.
I would like to introduce a new hack for everyone. It's not even that new.
Listening?
It's not even new, I should say. But when you're at home, just go on airplane mode and put your phone on Wi-Fi. You get all the benefits and your battery drains a lot slower.
Wow.
You can still make all the phone calls if you have it set up to whatever.
Wi-Fi calling.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, no, I don't want to have anyone call my phone anyway.
Yeah. I hadn't charged my phone in 2 days. It's on 97%.
Oh my God. I charge my phone all night and it's at like 50%.
Yeah.
Genius. I should also close apps. A lot of this is my fault. And, my back entire screen is like so wildly cracked, so it overheats constantly. So that's probably part of my
Mine
problem.
is also overheating constantly because it's like a 12 and I haven't got one in a long time. So
I heard 12, though. People love 12.
It is. It's just like at this point, it's not even that it's hard to give up. It's like there's not that many changes to the new one. So what does it matter? But it's starting to overheat now because it's getting old. All right. Melissa says, if you know your kids get motion sickness, you should take a car, not a plane. 32% said I was wrong. 68% said I was not wrong. And you saying that this is high, I will say a lot of people that voted and then wrote in did not listen to the episode. And I could tell in the response. And there were a couple of people I wrote back and said, did you listen to the episode? And they didn't respond back. And that was answer enough.
Well, also because like people being like, well, you get more cars. I don't get car sick on a plane. I get car sick in a car. And I was like, me too. Like you're talking.
Yeah, I literally said that in the episode.
Same. But the issue is not that it's not that is a solution to motion sickness. It is that take the steps if your kids get motion sick to do what you need to do.
There's nuances to this. And I know the people that wrote in and didn't listen aren't listening now. So maybe we should start putting a disclaimer. Do not
maybe we
write
should start
it.
Trolling them.
Well, I kind of did that too.
Yeah. If we just start doing like setting them up.
Do it more. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I like that a lot. Let's see. Someone said this one truly just boggles my mind. Unless they had a connection flying into somewhere else, they didn't. I know they didn't, and I did mention that in the episode where they couldn't drive to. I don't get how flying your whole family is more convenient or even more cost effective than just driving, especially when they have this kind of motion sickness. Even if it still happens in a car, in that case, they'd be more comfortable and not trapped in a cylinder of death with a bunch of other people they are disturbing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned in the episode, the parents were they didn't care about the rules as it was. So they don't care about other people. And again, they left the barf bags in the seat. Someone else said, I feel like the real take is to be a considerate and caring parent. You can still travel, but medicate your kids. Each parent sit with the kid and take care of them ahead of time. I have horrible motion sickness no matter the vehicle, so driving is worse because it's even longer being sick, but I bring my own syllable barf bags, use like every motion sickness trick and med possible. The dad couldn't sit with there were 2 kids and there were only 2 seats per, so he couldn't sit with them.
And that's the problem with picking to fly versus drive is that like you are, even if you buy the seat next to you, so like the kid, there's not like another person there, like you are making this the problem of like all of the people in the plane as well. And then I also think of like, I was thinking about this later, when the kids get like older, like throwing up for me as like a little kid, it happens, it's whatever. When you got like middle school age, like it feels embarrassing. Then you have like that aspect of like, you have a consciousness of like people looking at you and like being like, oh my God, this is like so gross. Like it feels dirty and it feels gross. And it's, it's not a human function that you can control. But like the older that you get, it's as like a parent, I'm like, well, now you're putting your kids in a position where like they can feel everybody staring at them. They can do all of these things and like they're sick. Don't add on to that. Yeah. Support for today's episode comes from OneSkin. We've talked about OneSkin before. Did you know your body starts accumulating senescent cells as early as your 20s? Also called, what are they called, Melissa?
Zombie cells.
These cells stop producing collagen and hyaluronic acid like they used to, and they start secreting an inflammatory substance that makes neighboring cells dysfunctional too. There is an answer for these zombie cells, though, and it comes from our friends at OneSkin.
Founded by an all-woman team of scientists, OneSkin is the first and only skin longevity company to target cellular senescence, a key hallmark of aging, with their proprietary OS1 peptide. OS1 is scientifically proven to decrease lines and wrinkles, boost hydration, and help with the thinning skin that often comes with age. Don't just take our word for it, though. They've got over 4,000 5-star reviews for their full line of face, body, sun, and travel-sized products. But if you want to take our word for it, know that we love them. We are using them constantly. The OS1, like the way it goes on
So easy, so simple. You notice a huge difference with them and your skin looks great.
Yeah, I have become a fan of the rich eye cream because it's like thick, but it's lightweight, and I can just easily use it as part of my routine.
OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started with 15% off using code BLAMEME at oneskin.co.
That's 15% off oneskin.co with code BLAMEME. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you.
You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. This podcast you're listening to, it was once just a dream. A dream that became reality not by accident, but because someone decided not to let the what-ifs keep them from creating something they believed in. Starting your own business is a dream lots of us share, but too many let it remain just a dream. Don't hold yourself back from creating what you believe in, and turn those what-ifs into why-nots with Shopify by your side. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. What if I can't design a website? Shopify's got you with beautiful, ready-to-go templates to match your brand's style. What if I need a hand? Get help with everyday tasks like enhancing product images, writing product descriptions, or generating discount codes with Shopify's AI tools created for commerce. What if people haven't heard about my brand? Shopify helps you find your customers with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns. And what if I get stuck? Shopify's always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer support. So turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. Shopify.com/realm.
Someone else said, I get motion sickness and I get it way, way worse in car/on a train than I do on a plane. Most of a plane is fairly straight. The only part that generally induces motion sickness is takeoff and landing, which are really short periods of time compared to an hours-long car ride. Plus, if you get a window seat, you can look out the window, which helps orient your brain and prevent motion sickness. If you're driving somewhere with a lot of hills and trees or turns, you don't have anything far enough away to look at or help orient your brain. I don't think you listened to the episode.
No, because these kids are barfing their brains out on the plane.
Yes.
Like,
also, they had, like I said, they had their tablets, which they shouldn't have. They didn't know to look out the window because their parents didn't tell. Also, driving from LA to Vegas, there are no hills. It is flat.
Completely
and it's straight.
Like,
yes.
And I'm a kid who, like, if your kids get so motion sickness that they, like, no matter what they do, if you take all the preventable measures, which again, this family did not take the preventable measures, then your kids cannot travel for the time being. Like, that's like point blank. I think everyone's thinking of like, oh my God, I would be miserable. For sure, if you had to be in a car and do that. You'd also be miserable on a plane if you had to do that. Therefore, let's not be miserable.
Other people.
It's a level of like, you're now making it, and like people with fear of throwing up. I can't remember how to pronounce it. It's edemophobia or something. Or people like us, sympathy barfers, where suddenly like now you have like grown adults throwing up. And I promise you, if a grown adult started throwing up, those adults, the parents would be like, oh my God, ew. But these kids don't have a they don't have a choice. And I don't think my parents should have taken me and whined in car rides and let me throw up and be like, you'll be fine. Cause like I'm miserable. I don't think you should do that if your kids can't handle it. And it's not their fault.
I knew what my triggers were. I didn't do them and I laid down.
And if they're too young for that, then don't bring them.
Nope. Someone else said the horror, they left the bags. Yeah.
That's the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. Because that just like shows like you're right. Like they don't care.
Mm-hmm. Someone else said, but then the kids are throwing up for 5 hours. And
in a car with just them. Like that sucks for sure. But like you've also made a plane a biohazard.
Right. Someone else said, 100% agree that parents should be prepared for this and take care of their kids. I get motion sickness, and since I was little, my parents always gave me meds. Check in with me every few minutes, had wipes, sanitizer, puke bags ready. And I quickly learned to be aware of how my body is feeling and to be cautious because slight uncomfortableness can switch to vomiting in a second, and to not bother people in public, obviously. Just switching from flights to car rides just seemed like the most silly, not good solution. You have to get to the airport 2 hours early. And then also to find transportation after, that's another hour. So you're basically there. Really from LA to Vegas, it is like 4-ish hours. But like if it's like a Sunday, driving back is going to be more like 5. But yeah, it's the same amount of time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a good person to attest to that because of growing in California, like you are so used to driving places and like people like flying from LA to San Francisco, like I have done it so many times for work because like I can't have my car where I'm going or I'm not going to be able to park. But every time I'm like, this would have been quicker if I just drove. Like it's not, I think that people think flying in general is just a lot quicker than it is. And driving is not, like you might, if you hate driving for sure, but like to make the argument that it's always quicker to fly, the only time that I've really experienced that was when we went to Colorado. And that was because it's like a multi-day trip.
Snowstorm though.
Yeah. And you were having to do like a multi-day to like break it up and that kind of a thing. But like even as a kid, like I would always drive, not personally because I was a child, always drive from Connecticut to Pittsburgh. Like yeah, we were always,
like I said, we were always carpooling. Like we would drive from Houston to Little Rock, which is like 9 hours. Like it's nothing to get in a car and drive.
No, it doesn't faze me at all. I think getting on a plane is like a lot and typical a lot more. Again, I think everyone's thinking about the fact of these kids being nauseous and these kids are nauseous in the plane. The plane didn't go well. So then being like, well, let's go the car's going to be worse. A, we don't know that. B, the plane didn't go well. Right. So don't get on a plane.
Right.
If a car doesn't go well, then don't get in a car. But like, I won't know that a car didn't go well because I'm not in your car.
Someone else said parents are honestly being so careless with their kids, like that lady who got ridiculed by Maluma at his concert for bringing her baby without ear protection. Yikes.
I remember when I discovered Maluma because Meiisa said, for some reason, like it was just like, Megan, I think you would find this man very attractive and sent a photo. And I said, oh, yeah. Thank you. I do. I
forgot what we were talking about, but yeah. I remember that.
Gorge.
Someone else said, all 3 of your kids get motion sickness and you chose flight, straight to jail. Also, maybe call CPS. It's a form of torture.
It's miserable.
Someone else said, randomly got motion sickness for the first time on 2 short flights over the weekend. It feels horrendous. Don't put your kids through this unnecessarily.
Also, like, clear indicators that it was like motion sickness, but like what they could have also just had the stomach flu in the sense that like the flight attendants, I don't think can like take a parent's word for it, that it's just motion sickness. And like, if it's like a bacteria or a virus and like having to clean the plane.
Yep.
So probably also it helps it, get more delays.
All right. That's it.
Then we have mine. Megan says everyone who has the same last name should be related, mostly Wes Anderson and Paul Thomas Anderson. So I told this was 42% said I was wrong. 58% said I was not wrong. Like, more people should say I was wrong because Melissa, I figured out I was wrong as we were talking about this. And when learning about this more, I would like to amend this, everybody. Turns out I did think they were the same person. I was
even after we sat here and looked at pictures.
Yeah. I was combining, I was like, well, they make the same style of movies. Nope. Turns out they've both made a lot of movies. They're completely separate. One of them is married to Maya Rudolph, and it is not the one who did the Fox movie. So like I just fully mixed these 2 humans up, and combined them into a singular entity and a singular person. And I will say though, it is crazy though, because sometimes like there will be entire families who are like Hollywood, and we were watching that horrible, but I loved Josh Hutcherson movie that I was talking to you about. That was written by a a Bob and a Billy, not their real names, but something Gunn with 2 N's. And I said, what's the likelihood? I look it up. That's James Gunn's brothers, who is also related to Sean Gunn, who's Kirk from Gilmore Girls. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, he's in a lot of the movies, like doing brief cameos.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, this is, you know, when there's 4 brothers, all with the last name Gunn. And then you're like, are these ones real? And then sometimes they like don't associate with each other. But I think the solution for me is if you are related, be like James Gunn and put your brother in everything. So I'm like, I'm going to now assume this is your brother because you both have the same last name. You look alike. And wherever you are, he's right there.
Same with the Skarsgårds.
That one was really hard for me because I will be honest with you. I think up until last year, I thought there were half as many as there were.
There's so many of them, the father included.
There are so many, and they all are working, and they're all in. And again, I thought cut in half. I thought it was split between those people. I said, boy, those boys are busy. Did not realize that it was spread between additional 3 bodies. Like that one is what, and they all look identical. Yes. That one is crazy to me. And I was like, damn, look at you. You're in it, and you're also in Big Little Lies. Like you are so... what a multifaceted, versatile actor.
There's also like younger ones that like their children that are coming up too.
Oh no. I'm putting a cap on a Skarsgård.
There's also a girl one too. So they're up and coming too.
God.
They've got a dynasty going.
Do we need a new, like blended family
Wars.
I was going to say, do we need a new movie like a family blended where it was like stepchildren, but we need one where it's like a family reunion movie and it's like, I don't know, a competition, something. And it's the Wayans family and the Skarsgård family. I'd love that.
Good. That would be good.
Because there's so many.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hi, I'm Brandy Basanti. For the last 15 years, I've starred on one of the most successful reality shows of all time, Storage Wars. On my new show, The Real Reality, my guest and I will reveal the real story of what it's like navigating fame and notoriety. We will explore their unique story, what really happened on and off camera, how becoming famous has truly impacted their lives, and what their vision is for their future. This is The Real Reality. Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts.
Look, there are a lot of celebrity interview podcasts out there, but there's only one, Happy, Sad, Confused. I'm Josh Horowitz, and yeah, I'm the host of the show, so I'm a little biased, but truly, Happy, Sad, Confused is the place for nerdy and intimate conversations with all your favorite actors and filmmakers. From Andrew Garfield and Scarlett Johansson to Christopher Nolan, casting what-ifs, backstage stories, and much more. Listen to Happy, Sad, Confused on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
My name is Troy LaValle, and I'm the host of the Glass Cannon Podcast. This is a podcast where my friends and I sit around and play role-playing games and record it. Through improvisation, using comedy and drama, we take the rules of whatever game we're playing and we turn it into appointment television. It truly is infectious fun. We travel the whole country playing rock clubs, turning games like this into a spectator sport. So please, check it out, the Glass Cannon Podcast. If you want some joy in your life, give it a listen.
I always get Morris Chestnut and D.B. Woodside mixed up. Like, they're the same, but they don't even look alike. Maybe it's like Megan's explanation, and Morris Chestnut and D.B. Woodside just take on similar roles. Thanks for sharing this relatable dilemma.
Who?
I'm looking at D.B. Woodside.
I don't know who
I have a hard time
mixing
up Morris Chestnut with anyone.
Yes, gorge. I do know who he is. Didn't know his name, but they don't look anything alike.
No, but they do take, I could see them taking like similar roles. Doesn't this guy do like sci-fi stuff though? Lucifer and The Night Agent. Sorry, he's doing crimey. He's wearing a suit, and he was in Suits.
Yep. Can't believe I didn't know him by name.
Do you know who I did like genuinely look up on Google to convince Moz that he did not die yesterday?
Oh.
Charlie Sheen. Moz was like, Charlie Sheen died years ago.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. And he was like, dang it, Charlie Sheen has been dead for a while. And I was like, genuinely, no, Charlie Sheen is kicking. His kids are on a reality show. He is alive. And I showed him and he was like, whoa, that's wild. I'm like, no, it's actually crazy that you created this entire false memory that Charlie Sheen was clearly and obviously dead.
Wow.
That's like showing up in my most recent Google searches.
And then the Sheens, that's another one.
That one, so when people's faces, similar to the Skarsgårds, when they're a little too similar, I'm like, no, don't be in the same room. Like, it's giving twin. Because him and his father.
Yeah. I think now Emilio looks way more like the dad now.
Which one's that?
Emilio Estevez. Estevez is their actual last name, but then Martin took Sheen because he wasn't getting work as a Latino actor.
Oh my God. He looks identical to his father.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's giving like the Baldwins too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When they're
Baldwins
aging into
too.
those faces and then you just go, suddenly any distinctive characteristic, I swear their eye colors are changing. Like any distinctive characteristic you had, you're just morphing into one person. And it's freaky.
Yeah.
Wow. He looks exactly like his fucking dad.
And
That's crazy.
And I thought when he was like younger, like Mighty Ducks time, I didn't think so. But now he has morphed into Martin Sheen.
Wow. Someone said, as someone whose last name sounds close to serial killers, I can't agree. And that as far as I know, we are not related. Dude, that's a tough one to have. If it helps, I'm looking at your last name and I don't know the serial killer.
Me either.
So I hope that gives you some solace.
Unless they're like local. And then you're like, everybody thinks we're related. Y'all might be related.
Yeah. At that point, like, do you want to know? Like, right. I don't know that you need to do the testing. But it's like that guy who's running for something in Boston, East Coast, somewhere on the East Coast, Massachusetts. He's running for some sort of position within like government, like local government. And his name is Jeffrey Epstein. Or it's Epstein. It's one of the...
I know exactly who you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I remember. Yep.
And he was like, well, it's my name too. Fuck off. And I'm like, that's the mentality you should have.
Yeah.
And also, you're a white man and you seem to have lived a good long career.
Yeah.
I don't think this is... Maybe it prevents you from getting an office, but could be other things. Oop, voted wrong. I mean, me and Jesse Ventura are not the same race. Pair like we both hate Trump and Hulk Hogan. So it's Tio Jesse now. Who's Jesse Ventura?
Former wrestler turned politician. Bald head.
Oh, was he? Hold up. Was he hot? Because there's a black and white photo of someone named Jesse Ventura who's looking pretty sharp.
Not that during my lifetime, I can't say that is.
Well, he looks like a mix of Bernie Sanders and Jerry Seinfeld. No, who's the one with the Curb Your?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
And he also looks like he'd be friends with my dad. Like he looks old white hippie. But this like younger him, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So happy for your cousin, uncle. He's a little old to be. I guess he can.
He could be an uncle.
Yeah, he could also just have not worn sunscreen.
Well, he's like 80, 74.
Okay. I just maybe the black and white photo is like a stylistic choice. Maybe that wasn't the time period.
I mean, he's 74 years old and he would have been 60s, 70s teenager. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Wrong, but I also think this way. I'm Indian and there are so many Patels. I grew up thinking they're all cousins because honestly, all Indian people do act like cousins, even if unrelated.
Yeah.
As a kid, I probably would have done, if I had like a last name that was shared with like any person of like fame or whatever, I would have been like, we're related. Maybe this is my whole thing of just like not having a large extended family and desperately wanting it, because I would tell people that I was related, which I still consider us related. Shout out Marley Ummel, who's a kid I went to high school with. My dad's ex-girlfriend's husband, sister's son was Marley. And I was like, we're related.
Megan, that is so many removes with absolutely no blood relation.
And I still know it to this day. You know what I need? This is a girl who wanted to go to a family reunion. This is a girl who wanted an extended family. I am too small of a family, and the small family that I got, don't got them no more. So I'm like, that's what I want.
I will say, if there's anybody, I rarely meet anybody with my last name, but they are all concentrated in a lot of them in, believe either North Carolina or South Carolina. And I am distantly related to them. And then on my mom's side, any black person with the last name Mosley without an extra E from the South, I'm like, we are probably related. Me and I remember one time I met Leslie Mosley and I was like, we're probably related because she's from Texas. And I'm sure if we sat down and traced our family tree, we probably are related or came from the same plantation.
I saw a TikTok of people going to the Beyonce concert and like, it was like they were on a flight and it was like someone's name and like they called it and they were like, cousin, like I think we might be related. And they like sat down and talked about it and they're like, yeah, one way or another, we are related. Mm-hmm. And I think that's also part of like my second last name, which I don't use, which is Carney. Like sure, maybe, but that's like the fucking Johnson of like, it's just like such a common Irish last name. But Rinks, I'm related to every single Rinks that exists. And so if anyone who has the last name Rinks has like, you quote unquote lied and said we were related, we are. Fundamentally, we are related at some point. Realistically, I have to say that Meghan is wrong. However, as someone with a last name that only about 15 people in the world have, all of them being my close family, I do also assume that all people with the same last name are related, because that's just how I grew up, and it's a tough habit to shake. Meghan is wrong because Melissa is right about colonizers. I would say if two people have the same last name and are celebrities / in the public eye, then it is the responsibility of journalists to ask if they're related to so-and-so for their first question of every interview for the person's first year of fame. I love what stipulations. Those are funny.
Yes. There's also like people that have the exact same name, like my friend Natalie Morales, and then the news reporter also named Natalie Morales on NBC. And they do have the same name. And then people are constantly getting them confused. And then my friend Natalie went on the Today Show. And then they had a little moment like
I'm
that.
also pretty sure I went to college with a girl named Natalie Morales, who is neither of those.
They're both common names.
Yep.
So
and
there's probably a ton of Natalie Morales. It's just that these two are in the spotlight.
And I love that. I love when we're playing into it of being like related, not related. Because I mean, Ashley Tisdale did that whole like genealogy thing and found out she was like distantly related to Austin Butler, and now they're like cousins, twins, and I'm like, okay, so you don't even have the same last name. I want to know. I just want to know. Are we related?
Both Michelle Williams. They're funny.
You know what we really need on this is Barbara. Barbara getting confused. Everyone, she's like, they're not siblings. They're the same person. Everyone did everything. All the way from Dawson's Creek. That's my favorite. One of my favorite line deliveries of that whole thing. All the way. Someone said, I also thought of the colonialism of it all. Yep. I can get with this, but only for the weird white people who think it's okay to marry their cousins, because in that case, they probably are related, even if they're not.
If they are marrying cousins, they are definitely related.
Well, you know, they love to split hairs about like, well, there's your first cousins, your second cousins. And I'm like, okay, Karen from fucking Mean Girls. Yeah. For sure. That's it.
It's ticklish business any way you look at it. Come on, we'll stick together.
Love movies? Love classic movies? So do we. Ticklish Business is the podcast where classic film is discussed in modern times. Hosted by me, film journalist Kristen Lopez, and my co-host, author Emily Edwards, we dive into the golden age of cinema with fun, heart, and serious expertise. As published film historians and lifelong classic movie buffs, we bring insider insights, deep research, and lively debates with a variety of special guests, ranging from celebrities like Holly Madison to TCM luminaries Dave Karger and Eddie Muller, and even family members of old Hollywood legends. Subscribe now to Ticklish Business on your favorite podcast app, and let's talk about old Hollywood today.
Are you looking for a movie review show where the critic is at the top of his or her game, meticulously breaking down and explaining exactly why a film does or does not work? Well, good luck with the search, because we're having fun here on Adam Does Movies. Each and every week, I hit the big blockbusters, I cover the streamers, and I even toss in some movie news for fun. Check out the show on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, and hopefully, we can do movies together. Hot.
How does love work exactly? What makes something funny? How does noise affect your health? These are just a sample of the fascinating topics we discuss on my podcast, Something You Should Know. We bring you leading experts on topics important to you, things you can use in your life and that will fascinate you. We deliver 3 episodes a week and have over 1,000 episodes available to listen. So get listening to Something You Should Know wherever you get your podcasts.
And we have writer number 1. Are their thoughts on TV wrong? I still haven't looked at the commercial. 58% said the writer is wrong. 42% said the writer is not wrong. Also, please write in. I need an update. How are you?
Like, how are you feeling? Do you stand by your takes? Like, what other new TV and things have you watched?
Someone said, I don't think this writer is wrong, just utterly misguided and probably just in love with SZA, which I completely understand.
Very fair.
Someone else said, I do not vote because writer is neither right nor wrong. I appreciate that.
Wow. Yeah. Look at you abstaining, being like, you know, I in good conscience cannot put down that gavel.
And then they said, just extremely hopped up on cold medicine. I am very curious to see if the writer can still agree with what they said. I will say it was very coherent what they said. Like,
yeah, I've done that in cold medicine though.
Yeah. Someone else said, I absolutely will not stand for Daredevil slander, actually. If the writer is looking for more camp superheroes, both animated, X-Men 97, which I love, obsessed with, and K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix, which I've heard great things about. And
I can't escape the great things I've heard.
yes.
Everywhere.
Even the soundtrack is like at the top of the charts. They're so good and so much fun.
Writer number 2, are they wrong for not wanting to be filmed in their dance class? 0% said the writer was wrong. 100% said the writer was not wrong. Someone said, suddenly so thankful my yoga studio doesn't allow phones. So I joined a gym where most of the customers are older, think YMCA, but it's a local gym because I knew there wouldn't be anyone filming themselves and I could work out in peace. This would ruin my day, TBH. Writer's not wrong. Some people may believe it's harmless to film yourself and the people around you and post it to your social media. To those people, please remember that not everyone wants to be filmed. They don't have to give you a good reason of why they don't want to be filmed. Respect personal space and always ask for consent. I fully agree with the writer. I danced growing up and I just found a local studio that I've been able to take classes at again in the last couple of years. I hate when people record in class because I will literally freeze up just with the thought of a camera near me. Even if I know they're not going to post it somewhere, it affects my dancing so much and it just makes me so uncomfortable. Also, the worst part is the instructors love it, encourage it because they get tagged on Instagram and it's basically free promo. Yep. I feel like this person just needs to come to Millennium. Just go there. They'll film you on a DS. It's the dance studio in LA. They we'll film you on a DSLR. It's like we're all like you'll see like big studio dance.
The one where everybody's in a circle dancing. It's like a brick room.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually knew somebody who was their videographer.
Yeah, I one of my old workout instructors she would dance there, and I also knew another woman who I worked with on something where she was a dancer. She was an instructor there. That is all about the videos and posting and doing all that kind of stuff. But don't bring that energy anywhere. That's crazy to bring into a small town studio unless you're bringing in the brick wall and the gimbal. Leave the camera. And also, I'm just also thinking about the tripod. The camera's just shaking the whole time.
Yeah.
It's not a good video.
Yep.
We need to make consent more of a thing. I know some places consent is preached in relation to sex, but it should be preached in relation to existing in a world with cameras and social media. Yeah. That's it.
All right. Then my wrong of the week, Dean Cain. 97% said he is wrong. 3% said he is not wrong. Someone said Dean Cain is wrong. Absolutely hit the wrong button. Thank you for clearing your name.
Then we have my wrong of the week, Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle. 95% said Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle are wrong. 5% said they are not wrong. 5%. 9 votes. Okay. I'll keep looking into that. I love eugenics. It's just one of those things when there's the defense where I'm just I don't even know how you I love those ugly jeans and I love eugenics.
And how they don't fit at all.
Yeah. I love her flat ass in those jeans. They make a really good job of just having a lot of space for where the butt's supposed to go. As a fellow flat asser, that's not a good fit. I think all those saying that people are being dramatic really need to go back to high school English and relearn the importance of rhetoric and word choice. Offspring specifically is crazy. Yeah, it's giving Punnett Square. It's giving this is if your parent has this color eyes and this color eyes and this hair color and dominant and recessive traits. That's you being dominant. Love Island fans will get it. Shout out Coco. Literally don't get how we got from Iskra to Sydney. She was the best person for the company. I also met her and she's tall. I think you mean Iskra is tall. Sydney Sweeney's not tall. Yeah. That's what I think. It's it's fucking crazy, the shift.
Yeah, I thought American Eagle was a company to be trusted.
Yeah, and they built so long up doing all of this, and even I've done, forget what I did for them, but I did some sort of branded thing at some point, and they are so fundamentally against retouching that I couldn't edit anything. And this was in my very white Instagram era theme, and I'm I just want to edit the back, and it's no, we just don't do any no retouching. They're so fucking serious about it, and I'm okay. My first red flag was when she exaggerated / fibbed about being a tour guide at Universal Studios. I will never forget that fucking lore. Ever. It's so weird. I remember Meghan covered this in a previous But Am I Wrong or See You Next Tuesday. An article cleared up that she did work for a month, but the fact that she herself didn't try to clear up the exaggeration. Red flag. She could have said
she started it.
Yeah, she's the one who brought it up.
About clearing it. She started it.
No, she started the lie. She could have said, the minute I got the job at Universal, I started booking roles. I'm not looking forward to the mess of the movie promo for the Sammy Davis Jr. and Kim Novak film she's going to be in. It's going to be directed by Coleman Domingo. What? As someone who's like up to date on fucking movies releases and like trailers and shit, I have not heard about this.
One thing about Coleman Domingo, that man is going to keep a job. That beautiful man. That man has not taken a The fact that man can show up in not a wrinkle in sight in those outfits. And I go, but you're not sleeping. Like he has not stopped working. He's in this new show on something streaming that we tried to watch. Mott's is gonna have to watch it without me because boy, oh boy, is he too good of an actor to be in roles where shit's going wrong? Because like I'm so fucking afraid. Like I'm so deathly afraid. There has yet to be a time where Sydney Sweeney was on my screen and I wasn't utterly uncomfortable or annoyed by what I was watching. She's like loving it though, clearly. Yeah.
But I heard that their stock has now tanked again.
Yep.
Like even worse than it was. Like they had the spike that was like the artificial spike from the meme coin and shit. And then it like evened out and now it's just like straight up tanking.
Mm-hmm.
As it should, as it should, as it should.
And that is our episode.
We hope you enjoyed. You can vote on who you think was wrong in all of our episodes of But Am I Wrong? So make sure you are following us on Instagram to know when those go up, the votes. And as always, if you're like a little bit late to like actually pressing the polls, which we want you to do your research, make an educated decision, an informed decision before you vote, or abstain from voting. But if you miss the voting time window and you have listened to the episode and you're like, well, I want to say my thoughts and feelings, you can always still write in because we do put them in the highlights.
And it does take from when it's up, we are reading it a couple days after. So you still have a little bit of time. All right. Join us on Thursday for Don't Blame Me, Friday for Fisting Friday, Monday we've got But Am I Wrong? And then we'll be back here on Tuesday because we will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
Oh, hey there, it's a promo for a podcast. Great. Exactly what you want to hear when you're settling down to listen to the podcast you actually want to listen to. Well, give me just a few seconds and then you can go listen to whatever it is you're listening to, your true crime podcast hosted by former child actors or reality stars, whatever it is. My name is Troy LaValle and I'm the host of the Glass Cannon Podcast. This is a podcast where my friends and I sit around and play role-playing games and record it. Through improvisation, using comedy and drama, we take the rules of whatever game we're playing and we turn it into appointment television. That's the best way I can explain it. It truly is infectious fun. We travel the whole country playing rock clubs, turning games like this into a spectator sport. So please, check it out, the Glass Cannon Podcast. If you want some joy in your life, give it a listen.
Are you looking for a movie review show where the critic is at the top of his or her game, meticulously breaking down and explaining exactly why a film does or does not work? Well, good luck with the search, because we're having fun here on Adam Does Movies. I talk to you like we just got done seeing a movie together, giving you the pros and cons, and I'm digging in the trenches, in the mud and muck, on streaming services, telling you which films are worth your time. Each and every week, I hit the big blockbusters, I cover the streamers, and I even toss in some movie news for fun. Because this show is Adam Does Movies. I'm obviously Adam, I probably should have led with that, but perhaps I have led you to check out the show on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, and hopefully, we can do movies together. Hot.
Hey, do you like true crime? Me too. And I know what you're thinking. There's so many true crime pods out there, you've already heard all the stories. Well, what if I were to tell you you're wrong? I'm Leroy Luna, the host of Excuse Me, That's Illegal, the podcast that takes a hardcore look at softcore crime. I've got a back catalog of hundreds of bizarre and hilarious stories just waiting to be heard by you. So come join me. Excuse Me, That's Illegal is available anywhere you get your favorite podcasts, with new episodes dropping on the 10th, 20th, and 30th every month, baby.